This is the last video I will make about Helldivers, and the first thing I want to talk about is some confusion in my comment section where people were complaining that the number of countries that the PSN was allegedly available in doesn't make sense, and I want you guys to know why that is and why it was so inconsistent. If you Google what countries is PSN available in, the first dropdown will tell you that the gaming service is currently accessible in 73 out of 191 countries. If you look at top stories, it'll say PlayStation Network is available in 70 countries. If you look at IGN, it'll say Helldivers 2 pulled from 177 countries due to PSN linking requirement, which is repeated in Eurogamer, but that's impossible because it says over here, you know, that it's available in 73 out of 191 countries. But also there aren't 191 countries, there are allegedly 195 countries. But if you instead Google how many countries can access the PSN, Insider Gamer will tell you PlayStation had 69 available countries, but in recent months it has increased that number to 70. So to the people blowing up my comment section, telling me that the information I was giving was incorrect and the math wasn't mathing, that's not my fault. Nobody fucking knows how many countries the PSN is available in. Everyone is giving me different numbers. I don't know what the fucking truth is. Get off my dick about it. Alright? Alright, let's continue the fucking video. God damn it, people were so fucking mad at me in the comments section. For anyone who missed the previous two videos I did on this topic, let me catch you up to speed. Helldivers 2 was developed by Arrowhead Studios, which has a partnership with Sony, and Sony forced Arrowhead to have their entire fan base link their accounts to the PSN, or they would no longer be able to access Helldivers 2. The problem is, a shitload of countries, the number of which I still don't know how many, don't have access to the PSN who were previously able to access Helldivers 2, such as the Philippines. Shout out to my Filipino homies. Now, after a huge swath of fans demanded refunds, review bombed, and complained, Sony reversed the demand that they passed on down to Arrowhead, where they say, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6 update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. But despite this, there are many people under that comment who say that their trust in Sony has been permanently tarnished. Although in my personal opinion, if you had any trust in Sony to begin with, I feel like you haven't been paying attention. The data breaches alone lost my trust a long time ago. But that's neither here nor there. But as you can see from this, after a massive review bombing campaign that dropped the reviews from overwhelmingly positive all the way down to mixed, and at one point even overwhelmingly negative, those review scores have shot right back up. And as you can see, all reviews, it's back to mostly positive. And gamers, emboldened by the power they have to sway this company, are almost in unison saying, and we'll do it again. So if any other publishers want to get wise, keep that in mind. And now that the dust has settled and people are, for the most part, no longer angry, I do hope that people will stop harassing the Arrowhead Studios game devs. No matter how angry I am with a company, I always believe and always will believe that sending staff members death threats and telling them to kill themselves is never the way to go. I've said this probably a dozen times at this point, and I feel like this recent situation proves my point. Vote with your attention and vote with your dollar. There are so many instances where what really moves the needle for corporations is monetary. And in any situation where you aren't directly giving a corporation money, you are almost always giving them attention through your views. And in those cases, your attention is the currency which you should withhold. That is what moves the needle, and this situation, in my opinion, proves that beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, I've seen a little bit of buzz about this cape called the Prodigal Sun, which shows the review scores tanking and then shooting up after Sony capitulated. I fucking love this cape, dude. That's fucking... One, it's hilarious. Two, now after the review bombing drama, a lot of people said that the review scores dropping and looking like a dripping red design would make an awesome cape design, and some people have photoshopped a few variations of this, and I think this is hilarious, and I would abso-fucking-lutely rock one of those capes in-game. Another fan design, I also fuck with that. This logo also looks sick as fuck. I would 1,000,000% rock one of these in-game. I wish these weren't photoshops. I wish these were real. I honestly can't wait to see what design they go with. When I first saw these cape designs, I thought they were real, but unfortunately, as far as I can tell, they are not. Also, can I just say, fucking love the memes that are coming out of this. Major order completed. Fuck Sony. Sony headquarters 100% liberated. Hell yeah. Now, after this whole controversy blew over, one of the community managers of Arrowhead Studios owned up to their mistakes on Discord, where they said, I let the negativity get under my skin and gave a few people an attitude, and that's on me. He goes on for a full paragraph, but at the end he says, I'm not trying to attack anyone for being displeased with the change, I'm just trying to protect my team from the backlash, so I jumped on the grenade. Now, personally, I don't think pissing off your community and increasing the backlash to you and your team is what I would call jumping on the grenade. I don't really interpret this as like a martyr situation, but at the very least, he's recognizing that as a community manager, he did not manage his response to the community as well as he could have. And progress is progress. And just for a little bit more context, he does say that he was completely unaware with how many countries didn't have the ability to make a PSN account when he made his earlier comments making fun of people who were complaining about not wanting to sign up for a PSN. I've seen some people saying that Spitz is no longer the community manager for Arrowhead Game Studios, whereas I'm seeing other people say that Spitz did not get fired. And he thankfully clarified and said, almost, not quite. Turns out that telling people to review bomb and refund a game isn't a popular decision with the publisher, which he had no shit. But he's still here, and he's glad that they made a difference. So for anyone who is actively signing this petition to get him reinstated, y'all can stop, he didn't get fired. And the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is that although Sony did a full U-turn on Helldivers 2 PC account linking, apparently it will be required for Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer mode. Now, I am genuinely surprised that immediately after a massive community backlash where a PC game will be requiring a PSN account, and I still think that's a bad move, at the very least, it is for online multiplayer mode only, and it is not needed for the single player portion. And as far as I can tell, this particular move isn't seeming to trigger the fan base at all, really. And I think that's partially because this game is like several years old, and this is a PlayStation game getting a PC port, and also the fact that it's only required for the multiplayer mode, and most people playing this game will likely be doing so for the campaign specifically. So even though I fully understand why this is not garnering as much of a reaction, it still boggles my mind that they are requiring it at all immediately after it gave them so much backlash. Although I will say, just generally speaking, I am genuinely sick and tired of buying a game on Steam and having to link it to some other fucking account. Ubisoft does this. Microsoft requires a Microsoft account to log in to fucking Minecraft and a bunch of other games. PlayStation does this. I'm just so sick of it, man. When I buy a fucking game on Steam, I want to play it on Steam. I don't know why every fucking company needs their own account and their own fucking launcher and their own marketplace. Like, bro, just put everything on Steam and leave me the fuck alone. But that is all I wanted to talk about. I will be returning to covering VTuber news within the coming days. I just had to take a break from my typical news coverage because the Helldivers 2 thing really hit home for me because it's one of my favorite games. Easily in my top 5 games of all time. And this controversy has completely consumed my entire mental capacity that I set aside for giving a shit about the news. Well, that's not true. The Helldivers controversy and the whole like Kendrick Lamar / Drake rap beef, but I'm relatively certain nobody in my audience gives a shit about that, so I didn't make a video on it. This rap beef is a rabbit hole that goes so deep, but it's just too far outside of my niche. But that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below what you thought of the video. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Bye, guys!